Um, Hi, I'm Mittal and I work with a project called Bird Count India. And Bird Count India is basically a collective. It's a partnership between various government and non-government institutes. We partner with educational institutes, NGOs, individual bird watchers, naturalists, birding groups like BWS, and many such various groups. And collectively we all together want to we work together and we network together for the betterment of birds.
So, how do you see the role of these citizen science platforms like eBird evolving in the future?
um, I think there is a, from what we have seen so far, it looks like more and more people are adapting citizen science platforms. And so to give you an example, 2013 was the first time India had GBBC. And around that time it was just an idea floated around to see whether birders in India would like the idea of contributing their field notes or field observations to a platform like eBird. You know, like going watching birds, making notes, writing down what they see and uploading it on the website. And it was nice that to know around 200 odd people participated in GBBC, and I was one of them, and I was very happy to see my name there, like, you know, I participated and my name was there. And since then it has always grown, the number of people have always grown, number of people contributing to this database, using this database. And I think it is quite positive to see that people adapting not just eBird but lot of other citizen science platforms. And I think citizen science platforms are also understanding what people need. So the apps are developed thinking, making it as convenient as possible for the user to contribute.
Do you think that eBird, to increase its popularity and reach, it should be translated, and is there any plan to make it available in other Indian languages?
Yeah, so it is. There are plans. Language barrier needs to be broken, and we are doing it in small ways. For example, we've already started that. So the Merlin app, which is again connected with eBird, Cornell, same institute, we have some 100 species of birds that have been translated in Malayalam and Marathi, and Hindi is on the way. And other than that, there are several Indian languages where the bird species names are in the local language, and one has to just change the settings, the language settings in this app, so that they can get those names. It's a bit difficult because it's not just, you know, a state language, right? For every small region, especially northeast and all, it's a big challenge for us because every community has its own language. They have even the bird names varies from different tribal communities. So to incorporate all of that is going to take time.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your collaborations with other birdwatcher organizations, you know, like BWS, for example. Any
Yes.
notable collaboration?
So again, I will give you the GBBC example. It's one of the way we connect with many bird watchers, and the idea of these events are to bring people together. So it's more than a bird count. It's just fun and getting new people interested in nature and birds. And these new people who get hooked onto the hobby further also start documenting birds or create similar kind of events in their area. So GBBC is a global event, but knowing how it excites people, many other states birdwatching groups have taken it up and they've started their own regional events. So again, the birding community in Kerala started the Onam bird count. The Tamil Nadu birding community started their Onam bird count. BWS, the Birdwatcher Society in West Bengal, started their Poila Baisakh bird count. So, and these kind of events, when they are done, keeping the people in mind, the culture, and also nature in mind. When all these things come together, there are a lot of collaborations, possibilities of collaborations happening.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.